State insignia proclaiming national unity and sovereignty waves at the Zambian sky from the roof of a monumental establishment of authority. It hangs next to the orange presidential flag hoisted atop the country's state house, the official residence of the Zambian president. The presidential flag is a sign that this imposing structure, an embodiment of power and executive authority, is busy and occupied. It is behind these reinforced walls that the president's day-to-day activities are crafted by himself and his handlers. On this edition of the Presidential Diary, we will endeavor to outline the president's key assignments in the month of October. We start with Friday, 12th October 2018. On this day, the president headed to Central Province. His task was to officiate at the first ever Central Province Investment Forum and Expo. Before the Expo, the president met with 28 chiefs drawn from all the 7 districts in Central Province. Here, Central Province Minister Stephen Mushanga thanked the chiefs for being part of the preparations for the Expo.
Their Royal Highnesses are gathered here today. They have been part and parcel of this process from the inception. Your Excellency, in your presence, I want to commend the Royal Highnesses for being part and parcel for this journey that we have started.
Chieftainess Muwezwa of the Ila people of Itezi district spoke on behalf of the 28 traditional leaders. The traditional leaders thanked government for the initiative to organize expos in different provinces. Chieftainess Muwezwa indicated that the traditional leaders are optimistic that the investment which will come through the expo will cascade to their villages.
The rural electrification should go to all chiefdoms, because if this is done, then the investment we are looking for will materialize. I know we have good road network, but not in all the chiefdoms. This is a challenge, and most of the investment will not be willing to go to those far-flung areas where the road network is not good. So we are asking for good road network. We live in various chiefdoms.
The chiefs also urged the president to ensure raw materials in their areas are improved before leaving the boundaries of the province. And President Edgar Lungu was magnanimous enough to respond to the petitions and concerns tabled before him by the traditional leaders.
We realize that without electricity you can't develop. All those who want to industrialize or add value will ask for electricity nearby. And all raw crops such as maize cannot be transformed into popcorn or mealie meal without chigayo. And the most chigayo which works efficiently is that which is powered by electricity as opposed to diesel. I know that here in Chief Chitambo's area, in Luano, in Samba, the rural electrification authorities on the ground as I talk, they are busy trying to bring electricity to these localities.
On the same day, later in the afternoon, Zambia's Chief Executive Officer, President Edgar Lungu, drove to Mulungushi University, the venue for the 2018 Central Province Investment Forum and Expo. The head of state was the guest of honor at the premier investment event and was set to deliver a keynote speech. Before the speech, he took time to check on various exhibitions by potential local and international investors. The first stop was at this drone, which was hovering above the lawns outside the exhibition tents. Here, the president was briefed that this unmanned aerial robotic vehicle can be used to spray farm fields with different insecticides.
We can fly in the night. We try to use it against the army war.
The exhibitions were thronged by investors seeking to venture into the country's social and economic sectors. Inside the exhibition tent, the president checked on various stands.
Enterprises in China are interested to apply to have a seat inside.
After the tour, it was time to listen to some presentations from different speakers. One of the first speakers was Central Province Minister Sidney Mushanga.
As Central Province, we want to indicate that if Zambia is to develop, expo and investment forums hosting is the way to go. We want to salute your leadership and focus guidance on matters of attracting investment, employment, and wealth creation.
As the convener of the first ever provincial expo, Luapula Province Minister Nixon Chilangwa was also given an opportunity to deliver a speech.
I want to tell you that yes, it was hard to put this together, but the real work starts immediately after the expo. You need to follow up on investment pledges.
With the country geographically divided into 10 parts, it becomes a daunting task to attract investment to all these regions. This is why President Edgar Lungu is emphasizing on the need for a passionate and aggressive approach when dealing with issues of investment.
It is not possible for investment to come our way without us taking significant steps to unveil and showcase our potential in our respective provinces. Without private sector investment and participation, the economy cannot grow. Ours is simply to provide a conducive environment.
In the past months, the Zambian economic atmosphere has been filled with a grueling debate over Zambia's debt status. The protracted debate also extended to Zambia's alleged fallout with international agencies such as the World Bank. But on 17th October, 4 days after the Central Province Expo, the head of state met with the global lenders at State House. The World Bank team, led by Hafez Ghanem, the Vice President for Africa, discussed, among other things, Zambia's effort in curbing corruption and wasteful expenditure of public funds. President Edgar Lungu's Special Assistant for Press and Public Relations, Amos Chanda, gave a brief of the meeting.
The Vice President of the World Bank has informed the President that the World Bank is taken note of the major steps President Lungu and government in general has undertaken to try and control wasteful expenditure, to try and control corruption and allegations of corruption, particularly with exaggerated reports regarding the social cash transfer.
The next day, on Thursday, 18th October, the president headed back to Central Province. This time around, he joined worshippers at this year's National Day of Prayer and Fasting. The prayers were held at Kawe's Godfrey Yuka Chitalu Stadium.
There has been prosperity in this nation. There will be unity in this nation. There will be forgiveness in this nation. Reconciliation in this nation. God is going to raise up this nation as a beacon of light for all the other nations.
Despite a busy and restless week filled with back-to-back national assignments, the president was up as early as 05 hours on Saturday, 20th October. By 06 hours, the president jogged out of the Presidential State Lodge for a fitness run. Ministers of Health and Housing and Infrastructure, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya and Ronald Chitotela, respectively, also joined the president. A management team from ZESCO also joined in. Furthermore, former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert, who was in the country, also joined the presidential fitness squad. The team, which was being guided by President Edgar Lungu's fitness trainer, Brian Kamwidi, started with a set of a muscle flexing workout.
17, you can go half squat, you don't have to go all the way down. Yes, half squat. 19, 20.
After the stretching warm-ups, the president led the team in a slow-paced 5-kilometer run around the State Lodge area. The run, which lasted for about 1 hour 30 minutes, was punctuated with morale-boosting songs and chants. After the 5-kilometer run, the president extended the challenge to citizens.
Most of us are dying because of obesity, because of not knowing our lifestyle. The quality of life you live will determine how far you can go. We don't want you to be just, I lived long, but you don't enjoy life. You live life for as long as you can, but enjoy it in fullness of health. And you cut down on the bills in terms of medical costs and so on.
On Sunday, the 21st of October 2018, the president headed to the United Church of Zambia, UCZ Chilenge Consistory Lilai congregation. He arrived at the church around 11:30 in a private vehicle. During the church service, President Lungu was given an opportunity to address the congregants.
I'm grateful that the church took central leadership on the 18th and provided us with prayer. And going forward, I'm sure the church will entrench itself, because this is not a day for the State House. It's not a day for political parties. It's a day for the church to thank God and seek His face.
And during his sermon, UCZ Synod Bishop Sidney Sichilima called on people to be united.
Love one another. By this, the world will know that you are my disciples.
The month of October is a special month to many Zambians. This is because the country's independence celebrations are held on the 24th of October. This year, the national commemorations were held at State House grounds. Dance and song spiced up the event. During the event, several deserving Zambians were awarded for their meritorious achievements. Among those awarded by the president were the 9 Zambian doctors who successfully separated the Kawamba conjoined twins Mapalo and Wupe.
The decision to separate them in Zambia at the University Teaching Hospital, despite the lack of resources and their sharing of other equipment. You also had the complexity of anesthesia of putting 2 individuals joined together at the same time.
Chief Mazimawe of the Ngoni-speaking people of Chipata district in Eastern Province was also awarded for his fight against gender-based violence as well as early marriages. Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa was the guest of honor at the event.
We will forever be grateful for the numerous sacrifices made by the people of Zambia towards our independence. What is admirable is that throughout that period, the people of Zambia remained steadfast in face of immense pressure, military and economic sabotage from the racist governments in Rhodesia and South Africa.
The next day, on Thursday, October 25th, President Edgar Lungu was invited to officiate at the 25th anniversary for Jewel of Africa, a Zambian-owned company that adds value to local minerals such as emeralds. As Zambia's salesman-in-chief, the head of state carefully checked on Jewel of Africa's efforts in adding value to Zambian minerals that are exported to other countries.
Bulgarians of the world. And Mr. Banda, Amon Banda, you saw him cutting. He's the one who cut this. They needed proof.
From a piece of metal and either roll it or boil it or to make the shape. flatten it, and reproduce.
Yes.
Jewel of Africa Managing Director Dr. Rajneesh Sharma called on government to segment the new mining taxes. He said the lumping of small-scale miners together with big mining conglomerates in the payment of tax will suffocate local emerging mines.
Gemstone sector of ours, Your Excellency, is small, but full of challenges. The situation has been worsened by the fact that it has been lumped together by legislation with the big industrial metal mining companies, which implies that we have the same taxation and legislative policies which negatively affect our ability to grow and hinder us from attracting investment. Despite being blessed with a variety of gemstones, we have less than a handful of formal mining companies left in this sector, and the days of the local miner are almost gone.
Minister of Mines Richard Musukwa was present at the event and responded to some of the concerns raised by Dr. Sharma.
Your government, Your Excellency, got concerns as regards the issue that surrounds the issue of bundling all the mining houses in one basket. And His Excellency the President did direct my ministry to ensure that immediately we split, and we are working around using the SI so that we can quickly address this matter so as to move forward. So that one, CEO, the direct answer. We are resolving that issue immediately using the SI so that there is this aggregation of different players in the sector, small scale, intermediate, and then we go to large scale operations. We can't have everything in one basket.
And President Edgar Lungu reiterated government's commitment in supporting locally grown companies regardless of size.
Jewel of Africa, as we have heard, is celebrating 25 years of existence, demonstrating that value addition to minerals, gemstones in particular, is a viable business venture. Gemstones are abundant in Zambia, and the market for the finished products, that is jewelry, is unlimited. But allow me at this point to just say that let's learn to appreciate beauty as Zambians. It is not right to get your lamp and put it under the table. Show it off. If you can afford, and I am surprised that they are inexpensive pieces of jewelry here, 200 kwacha, 300 kwacha. You can afford buying your beloved one something like this. But we are so ashamed to show our wealth and our appreciation of beauty that we want to hide even beautiful things. It doesn't help us.
In an effort to uncover the country's beauty from the trash that has covered it through undesignated littering, government has declared the last Saturday of every month as the National Cleaning Day. And on Saturday, 27th October, President Lungu, who is known for his classy, well-pressed and elegant slim-fit suits, had to abandon his suit for a field overall.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. Yes. Cleanliness is not a political issue. Yes. Whether you are PF, UPND, or is it ANC, whatever party you belong to, when the environment in which you are living becomes contaminated and you fall ill, it will not choose that you belong to UPND or PF. So let us work together in maintaining our surroundings and the environment, because we are one people. When the cholera comes, it doesn't choose that this one belongs to PF, this one belongs to UPND. So I'm praying that we will keep going on with this program. Every last day of the month, we work out something. Particularly now that the rains are coming, let's make sure that those drainages are cleaned up. Let's start from here so that Zambia can be a cholera-free country.
On Sunday, October 28th, the president took time to pay homage to his political mentor, the late President Michael Sata, at a memorial service.
Sata bayetulanga okweba tikalamba kuti mwana muri Kristu. Nitwaita ma politics ngiri nenga kwabo kansana n'abanensu twakana kumfana bwino amashubale bonshati mukatungulula shani abantu kwabule kitemuko. 2001 when PF was formed, his message was the same: love one another, bring people together.
Remember him as a man of action, a man of the people. And indeed, his thoughts Catholicism. He desired, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ, to lead our nation as a God-fearing man. He would even say, yeah, I have to lead this country through the 10 biblical commandments.
The president later joined the Sata family in laying of wreaths at the presidential burial site. The national assignment wrapped up some of the key engagements undertaken by the president in the month of October 2018.